This has been a debate since the beginning of Harry's journey almost 25 years ago, and with the rapidly approaching Hogwarts Legacy, it's no surprise that the age-old question has resurfaced: which house should you pick? In this video I will help you to pick a house for your first playthrough of Hogwarts Legacy by ranking each of the house based on the characters affiliated with it. Near the end of the video I will throw in a bit of speculation on where some of the characters that don't have a house right now may land, and if this would change my rankings, so make sure you stick around for that and comment your house rankings below or which house you will pick at the start of the game. Starting off with rapid fire format of who is in each house. Gryffindor has Nazi Onai, Nali Oxford, Luke and Bradley Hector Jenkins, or Weasley, whichever he ends up being, and familiar faces Nearly Headless Nick and the Fat Lady. Hufflepuff has Poppy Sweating, the Fat Friar and Professor Mirabel Garlic. Slytherin has Sebastian Sallow, No Radio Roberts, Professor Black, Professor Sharp and also Professor Ronan. So surprisingly enough, Ravenclaw has the most confirmed characters so far, with Zenobia Noke, Imelda Everett, Astoria, Constance Dagworth, Emmett Hecker and Professor Dina Hackett. I also wanted to list the unknown characters to give you a quick tease / taste, but remember, we will talk about them in just a bit. We have Professor Eliza, Figlander Pruitt, the Flying Instructor and Professor Onai. So where do I rank each of these houses? We have to start with my personal favorite house, aka Slytherin. I know that everybody loves Gryffindor, but this maybe will change your mind because Slytherin has possibly the best character / companion in Sebastian Sallow. He can teach us crucial as part of his quest line. If you ask me, that's absolutely epic. Nordia Roberts, we know nothing about her, but Professor Black will be our headmaster, after Euproxia Mole was confirmed to be the former headmistress. So, for that I will give couple points easily to the Slytherin. Professor Sharp is fully leaning into the Slytherin stereotype of being a dark and mysterious professor, and he was even a former Auror who wants to teach at Hogwarts with a hands-on approach. From other hand, Professor Ronan is completely different story. He is super charming and teaches charms that loves to joke and play games. Two amazingly different professors, on top of that, headmaster of Hogwarts and arguably the best companion in Sebastian Sallow. To me, it's a no-brainer. Slytherin is a S tier, and it's really good choice for your first playthrough, especially if you want to make dark character. With Gryffindor, there is a lot going on with the characters surrounding this house. Confirmed companion Nazi Onai seems to be middle of the road. Goody Two Shoes character, not the best companion, but not the worst. From what I have seen, she helps you with the Hippogriff escape mission, and her mom is a professor, but she isn't moving the needle for me, at least right now. Luke and Bradley, on the other hand, is very interesting character. He is one of the classmate characters that you can interact with, and actually he runs the Cross Ones dueling club, which is pretty impressive. You can interact with him anytime you want to do tool practice, spells, or even just level up a bit. So he seems like a pretty big part of the game, at least early on. Hector Weasley or Jenkins has some mystery behind him, having two different names in two different videos, but that's all we see of him. Other than getting destroyed in duel, the Fat Lady is a nice piece of lore to add to the entrance of the Gryffindor common room, and Nearly Headless Nick looks like a character that has an interesting quest line that potentially has something to do with finding out information about our ancient magic. Lastly, Nellie Oxbar is another quest-giving NPC that looks to give you, well, quest to complete, but it doesn't actually look like she will be going with you on these adventures. Having a decent companion, 3 quest-giving NPCs including the man behind the dueling club, I would say Gryffindor is getting A from me. Hufflepuff is interesting because we honestly know the least about their characters and there's only been a few confirmed. We see the Fat Friar in a trailer, but we don't know if he will actually give us any quest, although we can assume that he will. Poppy seems evil to me, but I'm under the impression that she will be more important to the game than we think, as Fantastic Beasts are playing a significantly larger role than expected, and caring for them is her backstory. Professor Mirabel Garlic might be my favorite professor, and I love that Warner Brother inclusion of staff member being part of LGBTQ plus community, but I just don't know enough about these characters to rank Hufflepuff any higher, or even lower than B. Ravenclaw is a lot like Hufflepuff. We don't know that much about characters, although we know that Zenobia is a quest-giving NPC. She will give us tasks to find her gobstones that are spread throughout the castle after fellow Ravenclaws Imelda and Astoria steal them after she beats them because they are sore losers. That sounds just like every other teenager, if you ask me. She calls the three of them bullies, but I think Zenobia may be a bit of a bully herself. That is up to no good. Constant Dangwar is much like Hector and Aridia, where we don't know anything about them. Emmett seems like the Ravenclaw companion, but with some clever wording from Warner Brothers. He may just be a quest-skimming NPC. Either way, he seems to have a cool backstory as a Ravenclaw that aspires to be a famous Wizarding historian. Our new defense against the dark arts, Professor Diane Hackett, uses a practical approach to teaching defense magic, but much like fake Professor Moody, she used to work in the Department of Mysteries, potentially as an unspeakable Ravenclaw. Unspeakable Ravenclaw has an amazing Professor Cool companion in Emmett, but the lack of depth and knowledge for the rest of the characters earns them a solid B. Slightly above Hufflepuff. To recap the rankings, we have Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw as a B, even though Ravenclaw slightly edges out Hufflepuff. Gryffindor is an A and Slytherin gets an S.